had it all. Then he just walked away.
Welcome back to my channel. This is Mike, and welcome to another gear review for equipment that I'm going to be taking on my 2026 southbound Pacific Trail through hike. Today I want to discuss my shelter. So a shelter is anything basically that you sleep under, whether it's a bivvy, a tent, a hammock, or a tarp. I personally prefer a tent. This is the Zpacks Pivot Solo. It's a one-person tent. It's Dyneema, and it uses tension from the guy lines and 2 trekking poles to prop itself up. Now, the advantage of this type of tent is that it's lightweight, it's easy to use, easy to set up. You don't have to carry a lot of extra equipment with you like tent poles, that kind of thing. The disadvantage is it's not fantastic in wind. It's single walled so that it does get a little more condensation than a double walled tent. And it does take 8 stakes to fully guy this out. Now I do use the MSR Groundhog Mini stakes with this. They seem to work pretty good unless it's like really loose or sandy soil. And I just use the 2 trekking poles that I hike with every day. So I'm going to go ahead and set this up real quick. For simplicity's sake today, I am not going to use the ground sheet, but I am going to set this up and then we'll take a look at it. Thanks. Well, it took a little longer than usual because I dropped a tent stake while I was setting it up. I couldn't find it, but as you can see, I got it up. It's not my best pitch I've ever done. Certainly not the worst. This is only about the 5th or 6th time I've set this tent up. My old tent was a Zpacks duplex. This was a gift from my wife for Christmas for this trail specifically. I wanted something a little bit smaller that I could get into smaller spaces with. But let's take a look at it, and I'll show you some of the features that I really like. Okay, so as you can see, it's got a pretty tall peak over here. And then it's peaked at this end as well. That does give the tent a bit more headroom. I'm 6'1", and it's nice to have a little bit of extra headroom for those times when you're kind of locked in the tent, during rainstorms or whatever. Because this is Dyneema, the tent is highly water resistant. A lot of people would say waterproof, but I don't know if I would go that far. It does get a lot of condensation on it, but that's kind of the price you pay. As you can see, there's like 8 different guy lines that come out. It is angled pretty good, so it keeps the rain out if it's raining too hard. All right, so this is going to be my new home for the next 4 to 6 months. As you can see, it is pretty small. There's not a whole lot of room in there, but it's going to be enough for me. Now, couple things I do like right off the bat is that it's got the L-shaped screen door. That L-shaped screen door, it helps kind of keep everything out of your way if you want to keep it open. Originally, I thought that I would sleep at this end because it might make the condensation less, but I found that my feet were still hitting the Dyneema at this end here. So I think I'm going to swap that around. It does have the magnetic toggles here. You can kind of see that. Those will hold the door and the screen up and out of the way for those times where you just want to kind of sit maybe out of the rain or, sleep in a tent but still have the door open. Now, in here, the floor is really thin. In fact, the whole tent is really thin. You can see it's held up there. Also, there is a gear hammock here. It was an aftermarket item I bought where I'll be keeping a lot of my essentials up there, my headlamp, probably some of my electronics, that kind of thing. I'll just keep them up in that little gear hammock while I sleep. So I'm 6'1", and as you can see, I do have a little bit of room. So it's not a ton of room, but I can comfortably sit in here just, and have probably 5 or 6 inches of room above my head. I would have to sit pretty tight though. I have plenty of room to sit in here and edit, or just if I, don't want to hang out with a crowd, or if there's people at a campsite and I just kind of want to have a little separation from them, I can do that. It only takes a few minutes once you get the hang of it. Right now, I can do it in about 5 to 7 minutes. I've seen people doing it in under 3. I haven't seen a ton of these in videos of people talking about doing the trail. However, I like this tent. I'm a fan of the Zpacks line of gear, and this was kind of a no-brainer for me. I don't plan on staying in it a ton. It's just going to be a place for me to sleep and, like I said, maybe get away once in a while if there's a lot of bugs. Maybe I'll eat in here if there's a lot of bugs, but I'm not even a fan of that. Mostly what I'll be doing is sleeping with my head down at the other end, and any extra gear. So like my backpack will go under, because it's frameless. I can put it under my sleeping pad and not have to worry about it getting any holes in the sleeping pad or damaging the frame of the pack. So that's it for the tent. You can see there's a lot of venting in here, so to try to hopefully fight some of the condensation that I might get. But this is it. This is how I'll be basically living for the next 4 to 6 months in here. So once again, I want to say thanks for stopping by, watching my videos. Thanks for joining me on this adventure. See you down the trail.
He's a jack pine savage, living his life without pity. He's a jack pine savage, doesn't miss anything about the city. Had himself